Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. I'm Tank StarCraft here with another ZvP replay analysis. Our hero today is Requos, or Requos, or Requos. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. I'm Tank. Got the loop on 1 sec.
You know, traveling by train allows me to...
There we go. Alright, so in our bottom right, there's our hero, Requos. And in the top left, we got Sawash. We got the Protoss in the top left, and in the bottom right, we got the Zerg. So we're going to speed through the openings, just see what kind of builds these players are going. Looking like a Forge expand for our Protoss enemy. And for our Zerg, looks like a gate, or rather a spawning pool opening into a hatch. Cool. Seeing that this is a Forge fast expand, we'll probably see a quick third from Zerg. But we'll see. 1 Ling, I like that. 6 Lings, I don't know if I like that. Maybe a few too many. 2 to 4, I think, is plenty of Zerglings. But, yeah, there's the quick third, so that's great. Another queen, awesome. Couldn't there be 2 queens by now? Like, I guess maybe delayed the second queen to get the third a bit earlier. I'm not too sure. I think that you should be getting the second queen started before the third. I won't support it too much. That's just my thought. There's the third queen, so that's great. Spreading the tumor, that's also good. Double gas around 6 minutes. Yeah, pretty standard. All looking pretty good. What do we got information-wise? Not a whole lot, but against the Forge fast expand, we should feel pretty safe. And a super quick third base. So, 2 ways to kind of approach this for Requos. He can straight up get the roach speed as quick as possible and like go hammer with the roaches. Or he can just gun for full 3-base saturation with all the gas. So like 70-ish drones with a 4th. And we'll see which option he decides to do. I like the double overlord. And he looks like he's just going to be powering the drones. Does he get the lair with the first 100 gas? Lair with first 100? Yes. Great. And around this time goes up to 4 gas, which I think is reasonable. Spores around this time, also pretty reasonable. 3 spores, if I were to nitpick a bit, I would say just build one at the one at the main and one at the third. The natural, less likely to be attacked. I mean, who knows, like maybe a oracle will just fly in and I'll eat my words, but usually you're safe just getting 2. Ling speed, that's okay. I think we're maybe a little behind where we should be. I would say like the good benchmark for the fully saturated 3 base is about 8 minutes, 8:30. So I think we're getting there just a little bit behind schedule. Could maybe delay the Overlord speed. Get a couple more drones out early. But the big things are looking good. Now what do we have for our opponent? Well, Stargate, we scout that. That's a big tell. We actually have 2 Stargates building. Is that 3 total Stargates? Holy, okay, so we got a Skytoss game. That'll be cool. We'll see how Requos decides to deal with that. I don't think he knows it's Skytoss quite yet. For now, he should just be droning. Should be getting this last gas, 4th base. Yep. 4th base by 10, like 9:30, 10. Yeah, that's good. That's what you want. That Oracle obviously did no damage. Hydra and this Roach Warren is so late. I can't even believe it. But it actually works out this game because the opponent went for a 3rd. I would feel so unsafe getting it that late. I think we could be over 70 right now. I think we maybe missed... I'm not sure what happened. Maybe some supply blocks or something, but could definitely get more drones out a little quicker. Just to get up to 6 gas a little earlier and keep that 16 drone saturation everywhere. But with that, yeah, we're up to 76, so that's plenty. That's all the drones we need essentially all game. Unless we build a bunch of static. Now, what does our Zerg player know? Do we know about... Yeah, so okay, I think we have a good idea already at this point that it's going to be a lot of Void Rays. It's going to be a Skytoss game. So, what I would like to see... First of all, do we have Evo Chambers? No. So, I think you should be getting the Evo Chambers still at a reasonable time. The +1/+1. At least the +1 attack for range. And we'll probably see lots of Hydras and upgrades. But really what you want to deal with a Skytoss like this is a lot of Corruptors and Vikings. No, not Vikings. Vipers, even. Corruptors and Vipers, so you can pull them in and just kill them while they're away. And the idea with the Corruptors is you engage when he's not able to use his prismatic alignment, so you basically bait it. He uses that spell, you pull away, because Corruptors are faster than Void Rays, and then you only engage those Voids when he doesn't have that ability ready. I love the Infestation Pit, I love the Hive, I think that's all good choices. I would like to see 2 more drones at the third. What do we have in production, though? No Spire, and just now getting the Evos. So, as far as criticism up until this point, it's definitely going to be pointed towards the saturation, getting to 3 base with all the gas a little quicker. The lack of upgrades, and the lack of Spire, I would say, just given that the opponent has gone for so many Void Rays. But everything else is looking pretty good. There's the Spire. Okay, good. There's the 1-1. That could be 2-2 by now. Creeps looking nice. Very nice. I actually love the fact that you have extra queens, because they're going to help a ton against this Void Ray composition. Void Rays do not do extra damage against queens. God, that's a lot of Void Rays. There's the Vipers. I'm not sure about the Ultralisk Cavern in this game. I think that sticking with something like Hydra Queen Corruptor would be great, with some Vipers mixed in for either Blinding Cloud or more likely the Abducts. I think that's the kind of composition you want. You're going to play very defensive on your 4 base. You're going to get essentially your Death Ball, your Zerg Death Ball. Keep these upgrades coming and just whittle away his big push when he goes for it. Yeah, getting some energy for those Vipers, very nice. Want to keep those alive all game if you can. Lots of tumors. Geez, 16 tumors going down at a time. You're crazy, Requos. So we're maxed out. Again, against this composition, like if you know what's coming, you could theoretically have a static defense wall. Might help a bit. But again, I would just love to see some Corruptors. We'll see how this fight goes. That's a pretty scary force to straight up engage without static defense. And even with static defense. So it looks like a counterattack. No! Just the Roach is going to counterattack. I'll like it if it works. This is one of those kind of risky moves. If it were me, I probably wouldn't have thought too much about the counterattack. I would have wanted those Roaches to buffer for like taking Zealot hits, so that my Hydras and Queens in the back can hopefully kill those Void Rays. But we'll see. This is going to be annoying. Yes, get in there and abduct. Little positioning thing. Ideally, these Hydras would be like essentially standing underneath where you're going to abduct them onto, because theoretically these guys could get abducted and then run away. Oh, Burrow's so close to finishing. That would actually be so nice if our Zerg player could burrow these drones and keep them alive. Some nice abducts killed 2 Void Rays and the Mothership Core. The Mothership Core was a great target. It's a good decision there. Even more abducts. This is great. This is exactly what you want to be doing. How many Void Rays are left? 10, 11? Yeah, focus that last one down, and then I would pretty much be going for the engagement pretty soon. I wouldn't wait too much longer. And this is great. This counterattack is doing a lot of damage. Forcing warp-ins, all kinds of good stuff. Ooh, here's nice. Focus these 2 down. Yeah, shoot, move away. Ideally, get those Queens in the front so you can transfuse each other, tank hits for the Hydras. But I don't think you should be waiting too much. I think you should be engaging this pretty soon. So a little too much maybe running. Oh no, the Greater Spire though, and still no Corruptors in production surprises me. Supply block 2. Okay, so here we go. I mean, that was great. Like, all these units got killed essentially for free because these ones are all far away. Unfortunately, we are going to lose the Greater Spire, and there is no other Spire, so that hurts. Like, we would like to be having the Corruptors out and also getting those upgrades coming for them, too. Here comes the fight, I think. Yeah, the Void Rays are going to go. This is a bit unfortunate that these rocks are here. Ideally, like, the Void Rays would be standing here so that you have a lot of room to move up under them. A lot of these Hydras maybe won't be able to attack the Void Rays in the back. And then, yeah, the Zealots are just getting a few too many hits on the Hydras. You would like the Queens to take those hits and just be transfusing those Queens quickly. Yeah, I think that engagement could have went a little better for Zerg. Probably could have cleaned up all the Void Rays. But on the bright side, we got lots of damage done at the front. Ultras, like, I would love to see them be Corruptors. I don't think we really need Ultralisks this game. Queens, Corruptors, some Hydras. And Vipers. Rebuild those Vipers for sure. Get up to like 4 to 6 Vipers in a game like this. Do not stay on 2. Because you got to remember, by the way, great counterattack. Killed this base, killed this base. Like, that's as good as you can hope for. You got to remember with this Protoss army, it's first of all very slow and very expensive. So pretty much every Void Ray you pick off is hugely valuable. That's 400 resources and takes a minute to build. So if you can be using those Vipers effectively and sniping those Void Rays, it's going to make a huge difference when the eventual fight does happen. Droning here, kind of have to. What are we at income-wise? Ooh, yeah, we need more drones. Retake that base, good. Yeah, good. Saturated this completely. Still missing 2 at the third. I don't like that. I nitpick a little too much maybe when it comes to economy, but I like to see the 16 out of 16 for sure. Now is where things start to get really annoying for Zerg, is when the Templar are mixed in, because it makes it a lot harder to have a fight. Too many Hydralisks, I would say, 25. You definitely want some Hydras, but I would much rather see a lot of supply go into the Corruptors, and even a couple more Vipers. And even these, like, Ultralisks, just Queens and Hydras and Vipers and Corruptors would trade a lot better with this army. I'm actually excited to see how this fight goes. Ooh, nice pick off there. We didn't lose the Vipers, did we? Where are the Vipers? Oh, here are the Vipers, okay. Counterattacking again, interesting. Kind of hard with slow Queens, but... This is great, killing the 4th. Like, Protoss will need this base, eventually. So shutting this down is excellent. Zerg stays on 4 base, Protoss stuck on 3. He's got to be mining out, like, even in the Natro now, yeah. Here's a bit of a problem. You are not going to find a way to fight these Void Rays in the position we're in. Not cost efficiently. Uh-oh. Yeah, he got to back off, but even then he's going to get a lot of the kills. Not enough. Look at that supply of melt. See, Hydra's do incredibly well against Skytoss up to a point, and this is probably the point when there starts to be too many Void Rays like this. And obviously when there's Storm out to kill your Hydras too, they really scale poorly into the late game. I think Corruptors do a lot better. There's the 2-2, like, that is undeniably too late, especially in a game like this. And the remax here, Ultras again, should be Corruptors with the upgrades coming. Like, our Protoss opponent doesn't have a lot of upgrades. It would not have been totally unrealistic to imagine back when this Greater Spire was here. It wouldn't be too unrealistic to be ahead in upgrades, like +2 attack or something. Ahead in the air versus air battles. And then you got the Queens on the ground to do additional damage, tank hits, transfuse, and of course the Vipers to be picking off key units. And you know, I think Zerg could squeeze out the edge that way. Ultras are cool, but I don't think they're going to do that well against the Void Rays with the prismatic alignment. They're just going to melt. Yeah. Yeah, probably going to kill these Templar, but the air army survives, and that's the doom. Oh no! Poor Ultras never had a chance.